Okay, so period 4. We had to hustle a bit today. There are a couple things we skipped over a bit on page 12, 13, and definitely 14. I'm going to film in for you right now. Sorry about the rush, but we're going to try to get this done real quick so we can get on to the rest of the unit and be done before the quarter's up. Happy birthday, Aunt. Happy birthday yesterday, GT and Jess. We sing on Monday. All right, let's go. So on page 12, go back. Yes, we have page 12 done, but there's a couple things to talk about on page 12. One of the important things to recognize is that this graph, though it looks entirely similar to this graph, there is a distinct difference. On page 10, where we talked about period, the x-axis was versus time. But on page 12, when we talk about wavelength, the x-axis is versus distance. And this is very important. When we see that wavelength, three-word definition is distance per cycle, well then you must look for a distance axis if you were going to graph or interpret wavelength. You cannot do this. No frequency or period directly onto or off of this grid. You can only do wavelength because it is distance per cycle. You can count the cycles and now you can read the distance. Good. What else down here? Oh, we also neglected to write down, though I'm sure you'll be able to solve it with what we did, the full wavelength calculation. Yes, it's distance per cycle, but here you can take the total distance and divide by the total number of cycles, or the distance for one divided by, well, just one. Okay. If you wanted, you might appreciate a little bit of clarification here on question 28, ranking the waves in order of increasing wavelength. All three waves, the solid, the dash, and the dot dash, all cover the same total distance shown here. And so if you look at the wavelength of each, the reason the dash had the smallest wavelength is because the wavelength was whatever that total distance is per 4 cycles. Whereas the solid is whatever the wavelength is, or whatever the total distance is up here, per the 2 cycles. And of course the biggest of all was dot dash, which takes whatever the distance is up here per the 1 cycle. Okay, the rest of this page we were good to go.